I'm going to make it quick. Give me a small dialogue between Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Hassan radiallahu anhu. So Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu once posed a series of questions to his son, Hazrat Hassan radiallahu anhu, who replied to each of them individually. So their conversation was as follows. Dear son, what is the route to righteousness? And Hazrat Hassan radiallahu anhu replies, when you erase sins with good deeds. And we're all human beings, we're all going to make mistakes. None of us are prophets, we're all going to commit sins. So it's important for us to counteract those sins with good deeds. Sins also have a negative spiritual effect on our lives, and doing good deeds gets rid of that spiritual effect. So it makes it, the more good deeds you do, the easier it is for you to do good deeds in the future. The second question he asked him was, what is high-mindedness? So he said, when you cook for your family at home, but your thoughts are with all people. So it's like seeing the bigger picture, having the bigger intention. Like you're taking care of your family as the father or whatever, but your intention should be I'm taking care of my family so that they can grow up and support the Muslim Ummah. Or like even something as simple as I'm relieving myself in the washroom. Why? So that I can concentrate on my ibadat after that. Even sleeping, so I can get a good night rest, so I can wake up for Fajr healthy. Everything can have a proper intention. You increase your rewards exponentially with that. Third thing he asked him was, what is generosity? And he replied, Hassan replied, when you spend on people, regardless of whether you're wealthy or poor. And this goes along a similar thing that we all know, that the more you give, the more you get. And what tends to happen is that wealthy people will hoard their money. The more money they get, the more protected they get. Whereas, even if it's not rational, Islamically, the more you give, the more you get. Even if you're poor, the more you give, the more you get. Even if it's not entirely understood to our brains, that's how it is. Whether we get that in the Akhirah or in this dunya, it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fourth thing he asked, was, what is wretchedness? So it's that when a person guards his wealth, but destroys his honor in the process, very similar to the points you just brought up. Because somewhat involves interest, the dealing with interest is very bad. It destroys a Muslim's honor. Even if it looks good to a kafir or a non-believer, it's a very extremely detrimental thing to do. A fifth question he asked was, what is wealth? So when you remain content with whatever Allah gives you, even though it is very little. So this is also ties into, there's always somebody worse than you. There's always going to be somebody in a worse position than you. You should always be happy and content with what you have. And another really important point, he asked him, what is tolerance? Hazrat Hassan replied, swallowing your anger and controlling your nafs. It's kind of a heated moment over here. We're playing hockey, it's pretty heated. It's really important for us to control our anger in very intense situations. And controlling our nafs is also really important. Even something as small as like, you want to drink cold water, like with ice cubes in it. You tell yourself, control yourself, like, you know what, I want to control myself, it's normal water for today. Like very small things, cold showers, something like that. Go against your nafs, fight your nafs all the time. Another thing that was mentioned was, what are the greatest obstacles in life? And he said the harshness of courageous ones and disputes between high-ranking people. Not always relatable to all of us, but each of us tend to have a position of power over someone in our life. And it's important that we don't abuse that, and we be very careful with that. And what is humiliation? Failure to exercise patience at the time of a calamity. The Sahabas were really good, the Prophets in general were really good at intense situations. They're still calm, they keep composure, they don't act and they don't make rash decisions. Like even Hazrat Uthman, when he was barricaded in his house, he was very rational, very calm, gave orders in a very calm manner. Next point was engaging in futile talk. What is foolishness? Which is engaging in futile talk. Very common in this day and age. Texting, talking to our friends when eating, whatever. It's better if we talk more about Islamic topics or school topics, or something that has some benefit to it. Instead of futile talk that most of our talk is futile, tends to have no benefit. Another thing he mentioned is what is piety. Paying penalties on behalf of others and forgiving those who wrong you. Extremely important in our day and age. People getting older as well, people tend to, take loans from their friends, from their families. Worst case, it's important for you to forgive that if you can't give it back. Like, you can't let things like that, like dunyawi stuff, harm your relationships with your brothers, with your family. It tends to happen a lot in Desi culture. I see it, and it's extremely detrimental. What is leadership? Carrying out good deeds and avoiding sin. You're the face, so you can't be just doing bad things. You're a role model. You have to always be doing good deeds. It's really important. what is stupidity and what is negligence. Both very similar, but following the ways of the evil ones and loving the rebellious ones. Very common, social media, all you see are the kafirs, all you see are the munafiqeen, and even if it looks like they might be good on the outside, their hearts are filled with filth. They don't believe in the one true God, right? They don't believe in some as the Prophet, Allah, them don't. So even if it looks like they're good, we can't have them as a role models. We literally can't. That's it's very terrible. What is negligence? It's the last point. Forsaking the masjid and obeying the evil ones. COVID has ruined our habits, and a lot of us have built it up again, but has ruined a lot of our habits to go to the masjid consistently and have love for the masjid. But now that restrictions are gone pretty much, we have no reason not to go to the masjid. We should be going to the masjid. And we should be wary of the evil ones that we see online and in real life. Sorry, one last point. Whatever good was said in this talk, sometimes make it easy for us. Whatever mistakes that I may have said is purely from me. Whatever good is from Allah. May Allah make us remember as much good as we can from this talk, and may He help us spread the lessons we learned onwards. May He help us act upon whatever good we learned, even if it is simply just one thing.
Inshallah.